Belly fat is so frustrating. You're doing cardio, you're working out, you're eating right, but that area won't budge. You feel like you're doing everything right, but the belly fat just sits there and nothing changes. And that's the part that makes you start questioning everything. Is it my age? Am I doing this wrong? Why is nothing working? But here's the truth. There are a few specific things you can do today that can start that shift almost immediately without adding more workouts, more cardio, or eating less. And one of them has nothing to do with your workouts or diet. It's something most people completely overlook, and it can quietly keep your body in fat storage mode, no matter how hard you're trying. Let me walk you through all three, because once you know this, it changes your approach to fat loss completely. Most people think the answer to belly fat is simple, just do more cardio. And it makes sense because for years you've heard burn more calories to lose fat. So if things aren't changing, you just need to burn more calories by pushing harder. But here's the problem. More cardio doesn't automatically mean more fat loss. In fact, after a certain point, it can start working against you because your body adapts fast. The more cardio you do, the more your body becomes efficient at it, meaning you actually burn fewer calories doing the exact same work. And even worse than that, excess cardio can raise stress levels in your body, which actually shifts you to a state where fat loss slows down. The body tries to protect itself and hold onto that fat, especially around the belly. There was a study published in the Journal of Obesity showing that when people increased exercise without adjusting other factors, their bodies compensated either by burning fewer calories at rest or increasing hunger. So they worked harder, saw little to no change, and actually made it more difficult for their body to lose fat. So instead of more cardio, you need to shift your focus to progressive strength training. That's what actually changes your metabolism, not just during the workout, but after. See, strength training builds lean muscle tissue, and muscle is metabolically active. Muscle requires energy just to maintain, so it's burning calories all day long. With steady state cardio, you just burn calories while you're doing the exercise. But with strength training, there's an afterburn effect, which means you continue to burn more calories after the exercise is done, because your body continues to use energy to recover, to repair, and to rebuild that muscle. So here's how you apply this. If you're currently doing cardio on most days, cut back a little. A few sessions, like maybe 3 or 4, are fine. Then add 2 to 3 strength training sessions each week where you're actually challenging your muscles, that it feels like a lot of work by your last few repetitions. Focus on large body parts like legs, back, and chest. They require more energy to work, and they impact your metabolism faster than small body parts like arms. Now, even if you've started lifting weights, there's another mistake that can completely cancel out your results. And it actually makes most people think they're being very disciplined and doing everything right. You might think you should go straight to cutting calories, eat less, skip meals, have smaller portions, because that's what you've been told always works. And at first, it might work, but over time, eating too little slows down your metabolism. Your body isn't stupid. It adapts quickly, and it'll adapt to that lower caloric intake to survive. So when your body senses consistent underfeeding, it starts to conserve energy. And that means your metabolism slows down, your workouts feel sluggish, and you have brain fog. And fat loss, especially stubborn belly fat, stalls. So instead of cutting food, you need to fuel your body properly. When you eat the right amount, and especially protein and balanced meals, your body has the resources it needs to recover from workouts and to rebuild that metabolically active muscle, which will speed up your metabolism and make fat loss easier. But when you undereat, your body prioritizes survival over fat loss. Hormones shift, energy drops, and your body actually holds on to fat. And it particularly likes to keep it in the abdominal area. And there have been numerous studies and research on this effect, going as far back as 1945 with the Minnesota experiment to more recently the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, showing that prolonged caloric restriction actually reduces your resting metabolic rate, meaning you burn fewer calories even at rest. A slower metabolism makes fat gain easier, which is why you often rebound after strict diets and gain even more fat. If your energy is low, or your strength isn't improving, or you're always hungry, those are signs that you're under-fueling. So here's how you fix this. Start by making sure that you're eating consistently. For most of my clients, I suggest eating something every 4 to 6 hours, either a snack or a meal. And that alone is one of the biggest reasons my client Selena started dropping weight again. By scheduling her meals and making sure she was eating on a consistent basis, she started to lose body fat without adding extra workouts or cardio, and without being hungry. Be sure to include protein with every meal. And don't be afraid to eat enough to support your workouts. And yes, you need carbs for fat loss too. The right ones in the right amounts. I have a few videos on that topic, and I'll link them in the description. And if you want to follow a program like Selena used, then check out my Fitness Makeover program, link in the description. Now here's the harsh truth. You cannot starve yourself to a lean, strong body. You might lose weight temporarily, but you'll also lose muscle. And that will slow your metabolism and make it harder for you to lose fat. The goal isn't to keep eating less and less. It's to get your metabolism and your body working better. Now, even if your training is solid and your nutrition is on track, there's one factor that can override both. And most people don't even think about it when it comes to belly fat. But this is one of the biggest hidden reasons that your belly fat won't budge. You might focus on workouts, focus on your foods, but sleep is just whatever you can get, almost like it's optional. And stress? You might think that's just a normal part of life, and that neither of those connect to belly fat at all. But when you're not sleeping enough, or you're constantly stressed, or both, your body produces more cortisol, and elevated cortisol keeps your body in fat storing mode, sending it all right to your belly. There's a well-known study from the University of Chicago that found people who were sleep deprived lost significantly more muscle and less fat compared to those who were well rested, even when the calories were exactly the same. So the fix isn't a different workout or more diet tweaks. It's improving your recovery. Better sleep, less stress. Aim for consistent sleep. Even improving that by just 30 minutes can make a huge difference and start that fat moving. Build in some little steps during the day to help lower your stress, bring those cortisol levels down. So if your belly fat isn't budging, it's not just one thing. It's this combination. Too much cardio, which teaches your body to do the same amount of work but burn fewer calories. Eating too little, which slows down your metabolism. And not enough recovery, which keeps your body stuck in that fat storage mode. Fix those three and things will start to change.